The bids are now in for who will build Canada's next fleet of submarines. Ottawa's deadline for formal proposals passed yesterday. The federal government is looking to buy up to 12 subs, and the cost for the program is expected to reach well above $20 billion. Two shipyards have submitted bids and are competing for the contract. From Germany, the company TKMS is in the running, and from South Korea, there's Hanwha Ocean. The South Koreans tell CBC News their pitch would create an average of 25,000 jobs in Canada a year through 2044 and support Canadian industries.
Hanwha's gone around, and we've had a look at a number of companies and a number of sort of strategic partners, if you will, for investment. Inside that window, you're also looking at a massive amounts of investment in trade between the two countries. So the commitments are there between oil and natural gas.
So how does Germany's pitch compare? Oliver Burkhardt is the CEO of TKMS, the German company that submitted a bid to sell submarines to Canada. Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Pleasure.
I want to start with your competitor. The South Korean bidder says it can create an average of 25,000 Canadian jobs a year in the coming decades, plus 15,000 short-term jobs when it comes to building maintenance facilities. What can your company do?
Well, we can do a lot, I think a lot more, but it's not on us to go public with figures where we just have transmitted to the authorities. And this was just yesterday on Monday. So the recipient should have a first view on that, and then we will see and talk about figures. We are not that kind of advertising our project. We are the serious guys. We're Germans.
So what do you make of the South Korean bidder going public with these kinds of things, talking about major investments in Canadian companies, whether it's building mills, whether it's creating jobs? Why not share some of that so Canadians get some insight?
Really, I take it serious. And the recipient of that bid, what we gave yesterday, are the authorities. And it's not the public. The public will be the next step. And of course, we do have industrial cooperation. Of course, we have economic value. Of course, we have all that in. But from my point of view, it's too early to call out figures and throw it into the public and just raise the expectations, which is okay. I mean, it's their decision, not ours. We go the different way. And we're used to this. We've done that so many times before, partnering with other countries together and going in through such campaigns as we do here.
Do you think the South Korean company is trying to undermine your bid by going public when you guys are not going to do it?
Well, ours will become public sooner or later, and then the truth comes out, and then the proof of the pudding will be there. I can assure you our package is a big one, a very big one. It's backpacked by the German government, by the Norwegian government. It has a lot of economic value for Canada in many different branches. So I'm pretty sure the truth will come out, and we're not shouting out any figures and throw it into the public and just do advertising. Again, this is a silent business. Our boats are unseen, but on scene. And it's not usual that we do it like here, but this is Hanwha's decision, not ours.
I know that you don't want to get into specifics, and I understand that. Industry Minister Melanie Joly has said that she wants to see German automakers expand investment in Canada. In any way, can you at least say one way or the other whether the auto industry is involved in your pitch?
The automotive industry will be involved in our pitch. There is already existing industry parts of Volkswagen, for example. PowerCo is a very important battery factory. There will be others, but I wouldn't put all the eggs in one basket and saying automotive, this is a must, we have to see. I think Canada has to offer so much more, and the benefits of this cooperation with the Germans and the Norwegians, and let's say the Europeans, is outmost more than just automotive. And for Canada, I think it's important to understand that there will be a lot beyond this deal, because we are opening markets for Canadian industry for our demands, which are high at the moment from the designs we have, as 212CD is one of them.
According to a report in the Globe and Mail, and I suspect you've seen this, there is consideration, according to sources in this report from the Globe and Mail, that Canada could consider splitting the order, 6 German subs and 6 South Korean subs. Is that something that would be acceptable to your company?
Well, it's Canada is sovereign in that. If they decide this, then they decide it. Would I recommend it? No, because we have made a lot of teaming agreements with several Canadian companies. Last one today just came from the signing was CAE, but there's also Cohere, Marmon, other ones. And of course, the benefits of that cooperation would be reduced if the number of the submarine would be reduced. And coming to the advantages of this program, especially when it comes to interoperability, so being able to change the crews and having the same ports and the same maintenance as the Norwegians and the Germans have, and by the way, the Singaporeans and the Indians, where the Prime Minister is just present at the moment, I think that would be not a very good decision, but I accept every decision. I mean, this is Canada's sovereignty, right?
That was sort of to the point I was going to ask next is, you know, if there is cooperation, you know, if your company does land this and there's a bigger, broader commitment to cooperation between countries and with investment, you know, does that cooperation, is it reduced if Canada scales back the number of subs it wants to purchase from your company?
It will be reduced. Just give you an example. In Troyes, there's Marmon, and Marmon wants to build. And it's a bit of this strategy you already have announced here in Canada to build, to partner, to buy. And we will build sections for the submarine. So if there's only, I don't know, 6, if you just cut it in half, then it will be less. So I don't think it's a good way. But again, who am I to say that to Canada? Canada has to decide this. Yeah? But I don't think it's good to have a split in this. And I don't think the Royal Canadian Navy would be happy with that as well.
Is there any sort of update on a timeline for delivery? Like how soon could TKMS be able to deliver both, you know, the first sub and then the full order?
It's an off-the-shelf offer as we have. So it's a boat. It's already designed. And the Admiral Topsy said, I won't change a single bolt. So he wants exactly that what the Norwegians and the Germans have. We have already started production of boat number 3. There's a drumbeat for the existing 12 for Norway and Germany, where Canada could step in and got some of them. And this is something the governments have to deal with, Norway, Germany, and Canada, which, let's say, how it looks the change of the drumbeat. But we will deliver, and this is proven, minimum 2 submarines by 2034.
So 2 submarines by 2034. There have been suggestions, and there's been some reporting by our colleagues here in the CBC Ottawa newsroom about a timeline as to how quickly Canada might make a decision on this. Have you been given any sort of timeline as to when Canada might make this announcement and go ahead and take that step forward?
We just transmitted our proposal, so this has 1,500 pages.
Wow.
So it's a lot to read, right? And walking through that, we expect, let's say, questions concerning this proposal within the next days. We try to answer that, and then we will be forced to make a final bid by, I think, roughly May. And well, this is what you have observed over all the time. I mean, the process has accelerated enormously over the last months due to, I would say, Prime Minister Carney, because the pattern is clear, the budget is there, and I want to have them as soon as possible. And as we are part of Canada's security further on, if we deliver those submarines, I can fully understand that. And therefore, I think it's important to understand that by mid of this year, we expect a down selection to one of those remaining 2 bidders.
And is everything within sort of the cost structure in terms of the price tag? Is that all still where it is on par there?
It should be there, and it is there, I can assure you, Katie.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate you taking the time to come and speak with us. Oliver Burkhardt, the CEO of TKMS. Thank you.
Thank you so much.